They erased the gods from stone, but not from memory. They burned the temples, shattered the idols, and rewrote the past. But India's sacred spirit never died. It just went underground. Before there were mosques, before churches, before even the pyramids, India was building temples. Not buildings, not places of worship, but cosmic blueprints. Temples weren't just structures. They were designed using agamas and vastu shastras, aligned to stars, constructed as metaphysical models of the universe. Every stone chiseled was a hymn. Every pillar was a prayer. Every sanctum was a portal. But what happens when you break such a temple? You don't just destroy architecture. You fracture a civilization's memory. They burned it for days, but couldn't burn the devotion. In the cold heights of Kashmir lies a ruin, the Martin Sun Temple. Built in the 8th century by Lalitaditya Muktapida, a temple dedicated to the sun god, Surya, a marvel of Kashmiri architecture, Greek, Gandharan, and Indian styles merged into a celestial form. But in the 15th century, Sultan Sikandar, known as Butshikan or Idol Breaker, ordered its destruction. The temple was set on fire. Not for minutes, not hours, for days. Witnesses described flames leaping skyward, the smell of burnt cedar and stone, echoing screams of devotees clinging to the last remnants of their sanctity. Martan still stands, half dead but unbowed. Why did they burn it? Not just because it was a temple, but because it was memory, identity, resistance. They looted it 17 times, but we rebuilt it 18. Somnath, Gujarat. One of the 12 Jyotirlingas, a place where Shiva is said to reside in formless brilliance. When Mahmud of Ghazni attacked in 1025 CE, he didn't just plunder gold, he shattered the Shiva Linga. He took camels full of treasure and returned to Ghazni. Chroniclers claimed 50,000 were massacred. But here's the truth they don't teach. Somnath was rebuilt again and again. After Mahmud, the temple was destroyed by Alauddin Khilji's governors, then by Aurangzeb. Each time it was rebuilt. When the final temple was rebuilt in 1951, after partition, it wasn't just an act of restoration. It was resistance. President Rajendra Prasad said, "This temple is the symbol of the power of reconstruction rising from destruction." That is Hindu civilization, not about revenge. About resilience? They killed an empire in one day, but its stones still sing. In 1565, the Battle of Talikota shattered one of the greatest empires of India, Vijayanagara. The victorious Deccan Sultanates stormed Hampi. What followed was not war, it was genocide. Temples were torn apart, statues defiled, priests killed, gold melted. They destroyed a city of poets, philosophers, and mathematicians, an empire where the economy rivaled Rome, where travelers like Domingo Paez called it the best provided city in the world. But today, visit Hampi and you'll see something chilling. Even in ruin, the Vitala temple's musical pillars still hum. The stone chariot still stands defiantly. The gods were struck down, but not silenced. Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Ram, a city older than memory. For centuries, the Ram Janmabhoomi temple site remained buried under the Babri Masjid, built in the 16th century by Mir Baqi, a general of Babur. The temple wasn't just demolished, it was erased from records. But people remembered. And in 2020, after 500 years of legal battles, archaeological proof, and communal strife, the temple's reconstruction began. Not as an act of triumph, but as testimony. You can delay truth, but you can't kill it. Kamakhya Temple, burned then buried during Islamic invasions, re-emerged centuries later. Kesawa Deo Temple, Mathura, birthplace of Krishna, razed by Aurangzeb, mosque built on top. Hindus still worship in a corner today. Kashi Vishwanath, torn down by Aurangzeb. A mosque was built on half the foundation, the other half still sacred. Tughlaqabad, Delhi's haunted fort. Legend says it was cursed by a saint because it was built by destroying temples. Khajuraho, once desecrated, now revived, but its spiritual practices never returned. There are over 40,000 temples estimated to be desecrated or demolished. Many were rebuilt, many remain in ruin, but all still live in cultural memory. Carried through bhajans, family rituals, oral histories. Temples weren't just places of worship. They were banks, universities, social centers, libraries, art galleries, hospitals. Destroying them wasn't just religious violence, it was civilizational warfare. It was meant to demoralize, to erase knowledge systems, to induce cultural amnesia. But here's the paradox. The more they destroyed, the stronger we became. For every temple burned, 1,000 stories were told. For every idol smashed, 1,000,000 mantras echoed louder. Today, many of these temples lie forgotten. We pass them like broken stones. We don't ask how they broke. But we must. Because no civilization survives by forgetting its scars. We remember Auschwitz, Hiroshima 9/11. Then why not Martand, Somnath, Hampi? This is not about hate, this is about truth. These temples are not just ruins. They are evidence. Evidence of who we were. Evidence of how we endured. And evidence that faith, real faith, cannot be conquered. They tried to bury the gods in stone. But we carry them in silence, in memory, in chants, in stories. So the next time you see a broken temple wall, don't see ruins. See resistance. If you learned something new, like and share to help us reach more readers. To learn more about unbiased stories of Bharat, follow us, The Indic Legacy.